Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Happy weekend in advance. I'm not sure what day you're seeing this. At any rate, we are here in Bowling Green, Kentucky, outside the famous National Corvette Museum. I'm sure you can see it there behind me. At any rate, I have the absolute coolest Jeep next to me that I have ever seen. Please let me introduce to you my new friend, Andrew. Andrew is the proud owner of this Jeep.
How's it going? How's it going?
Andrew, I see there on the side of the Jeep here, it does say at the Maverick Jeep on Instagram, and you have a Facebook page as well. Do you have any other contact information on social media that folks can follow you at?
These are really the best ways to get to me if you want to talk about the Jeep and stuff. My personal stuff is out there as well. You can find me on Instagram at AndrewKlaus13, and then of course through Facebook as well. But for the most part, these are the best ways to contact me and come straight to my phone, so I'm always watching.
Great, great, great. Now, Andrew, I see you have the sweet shirt on. It does say I stand. Soldiers holding the flag up. Starwood Motorsports on your shoulder. I did see that here on the front of the Jeep. All right, if you would give me a breakdown on that. What is I stand? What does that mean?
So this is the I stand giveaway build that happened over this past year and the early beginnings of the year. Starwood Motors took a stand on just kind of the flag issues that we've been seeing around the country, and they came up with this campaign for I Stand, and then they painted this Jeep Old Glory. And so they ran a giveaway for, I think I had joined it in about January, started sending stuff in and trying to win it and stuff, but I think they started it back in last November. And so they were selling t-shirts and, availabilities to try to win this Jeep at all costs and stuff. And so that's really what happened. So from November to the end of May, they were selling t-shirts, they were doing mail-ins and whatever it was. And so we were able to get my name in there. This is the shirt that I bought right here. It cost me $20. And I was just, a very blessed individual to be able to get my name drawn out of the fishbowl that they did. So, but it's been a pretty awesome ride so far. Wow.
So, I mean, do you have any idea of how many people actually, donated money for the event and such?
Okay, so there were 18,000 entrants. I know that all the money that was raised went towards first responders' families and also military families. So, and I'm not sure if that was just to help out with medical costs or, an outing or something, but, that's something that I could throw my support behind, because myself as a soldier and as a veteran, that's something that's really important to me, is to keep the family strong, to keep them together. So whether or not they've lost a loved one or they're dealing with, a disability or whatever. So that's kind of why I was like, I can support this thing, and especially for the first responders. I've got several people within my family that are firefighters and EMTs and stuff, so it's very close and near and dear to my heart.
Andrew, how super exciting, man. Thank you for sharing that with me. It's really exciting, because these are things that you would have, whether you want or not, you would have given money to help and whatnot. Oh, yeah. So to be able to win something like this and share, and I say share, okay, I'm kind of excited. There's so many things on here I want to point out to everyone. But when I met Andrew at a Cars and Coffee in Franklin, Tennessee a few months back. So he's given me the opportunity to be able to share with you all his story and this incredible Jeep. Where I do follow Andrew, I follow you on Instagram. You're at events every single weekend, it seems, traveling all over the United States.
Yeah, we're trying to. 2 weeks ago, we were at Jeep Invasion with Method Race Wheels. There's some great guys that let us set up in the LeConte Center with them. Last year was projected to have 7,000 Jeep rigs there alone. That's not including the people that came in the Jeeps.
Incredible.
And they don't have an actual number. I'm guessing that it went well above 7,000 this year. It's just one of those things that we are constantly trying to do different things with different people, different events. One of the big things that I just jumped onto with right after the Jeep Invasion was Mission 22. And Mission 22 is a group of individuals and volunteers that are reaching out to soldiers and trying to combat the 22 veterans that are committing suicide and or trying to commit suicide every single day. So, it's really big on my heart to be able to reach out to these soldiers, especially since I am a chaplain's assistant within the Army or a religious support affairs specialist. And so that's one of those things that you know, I've dealt with in the past 10 years. You know, I talk to soldiers constantly. I talk to their families. I talk to the survivors. I talk to those, you know, that have been left behind. And so it's really big on my heart to be able to use this Jeep to be able to talk to different people. You know, so just an incredible amount of love went into this vehicle, and so I'm just pouring it back out into other people, you know, bringing awareness. It brings people up to me, it brings veterans in particular. They come to me to talk about this Jeep, and that helps me to be able to touch lives, to be able to reach back out and say, hey, how are you doing? How's life going? Are you getting out of the house? Are you hanging out with family? You know, are you hanging out with friends? Are you going down to the VFW post or the American Legion post? You know, are you make sure you're staying active so you're not just sitting in your house watching TV and being by yourself. So that's one of the huge things that I'm looking forward to.
Andrew, this is so incredible, man. Thank you for sharing that with me. This is touching my heart. You know, folks, if you're out there and you're, you know, having issues with anybody, please realize you're not alone. As you see now, Andrew's information's here on the video. Again, I'll put it down below. I mean, feel free to reach out to him on any of those social media networks. You'll be able to get in contact with him. If you want to talk to another soldier, maybe you can relate closer to him because you have been in the service or whatnot. But you know, this is not directed towards anybody who's been in the service, particularly anybody that needs somebody to talk to. Reach out to him, reach out to a friend. If you don't have anybody, reach out to me. My info's here too. Please feel free. I'd love to talk to anybody about anything, just to catch up on the weather. Give me a shout. Getting too soft on you guys here. Let's check out this Jeep. This Jeep is absolutely incredible. Some things I've noticed on here. First off, obviously, you know, the American flag, absolutely beautiful. I'm gonna walk around it real fast just to show everybody how it's different everywhere. Nowhere on this Jeep I see is it the same. It's absolutely incredible. On top of the Jeep, it is painted there as well. And man, where do we get started? All right, let's start simple. Okay, the steps. I see it does have fold up steps on there. What activates the steps? I'm assuming the door opens up, the steps get activated. Yeah, so if we come up here and we activate the door, amp research steps come out, and actually there's a really awesome story behind these. So whenever the Jeep was first presented to us, it had I think it was an Aries Nerf bar that was sitting right here just for mounting the Jeep. Aries Nerf bar. Yeah, and it was really up high, and so my wife struggles sometimes with her joints and stuff, and she can't get up in Jeeps. And I actually had a Jeep before this one that I ended up selling to pay medical bills and stuff, but also because she couldn't ride it anymore. Now, how tall is your wife? She's about here. So if I'm 5'7", she's about 5'5". Okay. So it's a pretty good stretch for her to try and get up there. Yeah, if you look, guys, I'm 5'10" and a half. I mean, this is up to my thighs. Yeah. Make sure we can see here. So this is high. I mean, you know, we don't have a 12-inch lift here, but for, you know, an everyday Jeep, I mean, this has got a nice little lift on. This is ideal. This is perfect. It's not too low. It's not overkill. But as Andrew shared, I mean, some people definitely still have difficulties getting in and out of it. Yeah. And so whenever we showed up, they showed us the vehicle. I told them kind of our backstory. I said, look, you know, me and my wife, we had to sell it. We had to pay some medical bills. She couldn't ride in it anymore. And so we took it on a test drive. We came back, they walked up to me and said, hey, do you have like 4 hours that you could spend with us? We're gonna buy you lunch and stuff, but do you have 4 hours before you get on the road? And I said, yeah, sure, what's up? And they said, we're gonna put some research amp steps on there that come down to be able to make your wife's ride in this vehicle as easy as possible, getting in and getting out. And I can't tell you how many times she's been struggling with the weather or whatnot, you know, had the joint pain, been able to get up in the Jeep and go somewhere and not have to worry about stretching and coming down real hard out of the Jeep and stuff. So it's been just a huge blessing for us. So, you know, shout out to Starwood, shout out to Research Amps for creating a product that enables us to ride a lot better. Amp Research logo there on the side if you couldn't see it. And okay, this is not a paint. This reminds me of like the Rhino liner you would see in the back of a car. Yeah, so this is Starwood Motors custom signature finish. It's a Kevlar pulp based paint, and so it's in the same, I would say it's in the same class as like a Line-X or a Rhino liner and stuff, kind of all that same family. But the texturing it makes it super easy to clean for me, but it also makes it super just awesome to be able to not worry about markings on a trail. You know, there's so many times that you come up to these kinds of things and you like, you know, you see people that have the pinstripes all the way down their Jeeps because they've been out riding on a trail, and it's really awesome to see that. Some people wear them like badges of honor. This takes away a lot of that guesswork.
I had it on a Jeep. I had some Rhino lining on a Jeep, and I'm telling you, like, I put it in a tree once. I came over, wiped off the mark, and so that's what this kind of stuff can do. And Starwood's custom signature finish, it's top of the line. It's, you know, I think it would go past, you know, Line-X. I think it would go past Rhino liner even. So it's a great product, and they can do any colors. They did it a base white for me, but they can do almost any color.
Yeah, guys, this is super cool. One old truck that I had for fishing, it was I say old truck, it was a 2002 Dodge Ram 4x4, and just had a fresh paint job on it. And of course, first trip down the sugar sand trails in Florida to get the boat to the water, it come out with the scratch marks all the way down the truck. Where I could have probably buffed them off. If you had something like this done on your vehicle where you were one to go off-road pretty regular, super ideal. This is definitely the way to go. I got to keep going, man. I'm so excited with this. I look at these wheels here. Okay, so you see Nitto Tires, Method wheels. I'm not familiar with the Method wheels. Is that a brand?
Yeah, so Method Racing Wheels is out of Southern California. They do beadlocks, they do street series, they do so many, they do UTV, they do so many different things for these people. But we actually set up with them in Pigeon Forge at the Jeep Invasion here at 2018 Jeep Invasion. And, you know, they just put out a great product. They're light wheels, but they're very strong wheels. They look, we walked around Pigeon Forge, the LeConte Center a little bit, and they look some of the best that we've seen just product-wise. They perform just incredibly. They put these on the Baja race trucks, and they hold up to the beating. And so, you know, I've got a street series on here that Starwood put on here for me. But whenever the guys at Method saw the Jeep, whenever I asked if we could, you know, do this thing, to come out to Pigeon Forge and set up with them, they're like, heck yeah, bring it on out. So, and they loved how it looked on. You mentioned the Nitto grapplers, and you know, I've put this Jeep off road. You know, it's built to go. It's not just a pavement princess or a trophy Jeep. This is meant to go places. So I've tested out all the stuff that you see on here, and it's held up. I'm
glad to hear you say that. So one thing I see most guys, of course, they you know, really set their Jeeps up nice, huge tires and whatnot, but they're pavement princesses. It's not a real Jeep. When I say a real Jeep, what is a real Jeep? I mean, I picture a Jeep as something being used going off-road through sand, climbing rocks, maybe a little bit of mud. That's growing up, when I think of a Jeep, that's the kind of things I think of.
Yeah,
man.
I mean, it's to each his own. That's what I love about Jeeps. You can build that pavement princess and make it look super awesome and super built up, but then at the same time, you can also take, you know, the off-roading thing. And I've seen guys that it looks like they pieced together 6 or 7 Jeeps just to get that product.
Yes. All right, let's keep moving, man. Look at this bumper. Steel. Is that a steel bumper? I noticed the front appears to be the same.
Yeah, so this is the front. The front bumper and the back bumper are both put out by Aries. These guys are just, they put out such a great product. I pulled a hitch this past weekend for Labor Day at my family reunion. Pulled a trailer of boats and stuff. Got the shackles on there and everything, and they hold up really well. I had a steel bumper on another rig that I had, and we had an accident at one point. A lady ran a stop sign and hit us with her van.
Now she hit this car?
Not this one.
Okay.
But it was another Jeep, and I'm just saying, like, steel bumpers in general, but especially Aries. I walked up and wiped off a scuff mark. She had to take her van in because it was almost totaled.
I could see that, yeah. And very handy to have the tail light protectors on there.
So this is the Rugged Ridge series. They're on the front and the back. You know, these just protect you whenever you're on the trail and you've got a branch or something that might come up and just kind of slap up against this stuff. I also want to point out, because it kind of gets missed sometimes by a lot of people, but this is the Smittybilt tire carrier. This is an oversized tire carrier. And so this is what
I see. Yeah, dude, it's a huge tire on the back here.
It holds up the extra weight, because if you just put this tire on here, a lot of times it'll start weighing the door down, and so, you know, this actually takes that kind of guesswork out of it. But,
and those are 37s. I don't recall asking you that. It's a 37-inch tire on a 20-inch wheel.
Yeah, so these are 30s on 20, 37s on 20s, and they just, I mean, they're beastly. They give it such a great stance, but not an overpowering stance, you know?
Man, oh man. Okay, so not that it matters, of course I have to ask, you know, most Jeeps that we see are soft tops. More the modern ones are coming to the hard top and whatnot. Does this top come off.
It does. So this is what's known as a Fastback top. It's an aftermarket top. It's got that slant that you don't see a lot of times. A lot of Jeeps, they just have that box angle, and so this kind of gives you kind of that slanted look. And so you can get it in a soft top, but they did a hard top on this one. Of course, they were painting it all to match and stuff, but that also draws a lot of attention as well. But it comes off in 2 pieces. It comes off in the front above the driver and passenger, and then of course the back row as well comes off in the second piece, and it's pretty heavy to lift, so it doesn't come off all the time, but if I got enough manpower and people want to ride in the Jeep, we'll do it.
Yeah, certainly. Very cool. Yeah, I love this side. Of course, who wouldn't love this side with the stripes and stuff on it? This is absolutely incredible. And of course, steps are all the same on both sides. The stars on top. I did notice, of course, we have great Fox shocks there on the front and the back.
Yeah, so you're looking at the Fox shocks, and then a Pro Comp USA Pro Comp lift is what they did on it. So they put the best stuff that they have.
Now I have to interrupt you. How many inches are the lift? I don't recall if we said that or not.
Okay, I think it's a 3-inch Pro Comp lift.
Okay.
I can post the exact details, and I'll give them to you so you can post them as well.
Great. We'll put all the information below of what this truck has on, and try to point you in the direction of where you can get it. The place to go, I'm gonna say right now, is Starwood Motors.
Yeah, Starwood Motors that have so much information on this stuff, and you can look at their builds and drool over them every single day. That's what I was doing before I won this. Love their Bandit series. It's a truck and a Jeep combined into one, and it looks super aggressive and awesome. So that's kind of what we've been looking at there. So,
guys, incredible. Come on, what else do you say about it? This is nuts. Now here on the front of the Jeep, of course, we point out in the back has shackles, front has shackles. This is great in the event you need to hook up to something and maybe give something a tug or a slow tow somewhere. Dude, look at this Smittybilt winch.
Yeah.
10,000 pound, is it winch capacity? Is that the proper terminology for that?
I think it's a 10,000 pound winch capacity, so it's able to pull just about anything, and I've pulled myself out of a mud hole so
You
far.
have used it.
Yeah, and then I also went down and helped a guy that got stuck in some soft ground at some point, just to get him up and going. So.
Very exciting. Now I'm getting so excited. I keep seeing different things and stuff. Explain these headlights to me.
So these are the Vision X headlights. And
these are protection. Again, these are metal.
These are the Rugged Ridge protectors.
All right.
So they. Once again, if anything tries to slam up in there and break the Vision X headlights, it's protected. So just a great piece of equipment to protect another great product.
All right, the last thing that's really standing out to me on the outside of this Jeep, I see the letter M here.
Yes. On
your fender flares. What this? Oh, this is metal.
Yeah. So that's solid. That's solid metal. So this is Metal Cloak. This is probably one of the most awesome brands that I've researched. I put this on a Jeep that I had before this, and they just put out such an excellent product. These are solid metal. I've had guys, 400 pounds jump up on the Jeep and stand.
400 pounds.
Yes, and like not just stand on it, like up and down and up and down and up and down.
Just trying to.
Yeah, just trying to see if they can do anything to it, and it doesn't bend. It doesn't have that flex that you see a lot of times. You can put it up against a tree and roll off the tree.
Yeah, I see there's even welds under here. Yeah, this is incredible. They talk about quality. This is incredible.
So Metal Cloak, they put out such a great product. I mean, they just incredible company. Like I said, whenever I dealt with them the first time and stuff, they gave me just incredible stuff from my 95 YJ I had before this, and I'm so excited to have Metal Cloak as a part of the iStand build from Starwood Customs now. So
man, so nuts. So I think on the outside, is there anything that we've missed that you feel stands out that I haven't pointed out?
Well, you've got the Teraflex track bar down there. You've got just a couple things under there, but
Teraflex track bar.
Like I said, there's so many parts and pieces to this thing that you want to be able to. We'll put it wherever it needs to go. I'll give you a list of everything that went into this build, because I forget constantly. People ask me about stuff, and I'm like, that's right, that's also on there. So it's incredible. I mean,
now this, I'm gonna guess it has the 6-cylinder motor in it.
Yes. So it's got the Sport 6 in here, because this is the Sport model that they took and built. So it's just got the 6 with I think it was a 3.6 or 3.8, I believe, is in there. So. But
all right, let's take a look at the inside to see if you don't mind.
Yeah. So interior.
Wow.
They pulled out your original Jeep seats and put in custom leather ones.
Yeah, it don't come like this, right?
Yeah, no, they don't come like that. You've got the diamond pattern that Starwood does. You know, they put in a Kenwood aftermarket unit that really kind of spices up the interior and really helps with the iPod and stuff. Of course, they've got their Starwood plate up there that we use and stuff, and you know, it's incredible. Like the interior of this is a little bit more roomier than some of them because of the way the Fastback sits. You know, a lot of people don't feel as close and tight in as they normally would. So.
Guys, this is absolutely incredible. Never in my life have I seen anything this neat. If you have seen anything that you think compares to this, comment below, let me know. I want to check it out myself. This is absolutely incredible. This Jeep here, guys, I don't feel there's a need to take it down the street and go for a ride in it. You know, we know what a Jeep's like. Most of us do anyways. But all I can say right here is, Andrew, dude, thank you so much for taking the time to meet with me and show me the Jeep and share your story with the Jeep and whatnot. I guess, is there anything that you would like to say to anyone else out there that may be struggling with anything in life, or maybe about cars? I mean, anything.
Well, I mean, first of all, just find a passion to be, you know, to pursue. If you feel like you're alone in the world, there's always a community out there. Jeeps have an incredible community. That's one of the things that really drew me to the Jeep community and Jeep family, is because you always hear about the Jeep wave. You always hear about the Jeep invasions and stuff that happen at different places, and the Back the Blue rallies, and the different things that Jeeps always get together to do. And you know, it's not just Wranglers. You know, you've got so many different brands. You got the XJs, the TJs, the CJs, the Willies. You've got, you know, the WJs or the WZs and all that other stuff that's out there. You know, there's so many different things you can get plugged into, and it's one of those things that if you don't know how to work on a vehicle, these are super easy modification kind of vehicles. You can bolt on a lot of things, and it teaches you a lot of things. And so it's just, you know, it's become one of those things that I'm passionate about. But also, like I said, the purpose of this Jeep right here, Maverick the Jeep, is to be able to go to events, talk to veterans, talk to soldiers, talk to family members, you know, raise awareness for, you know, just that community in general, but also to make sure that people understand that they're never alone whenever it comes to this kind of stuff. So, yeah.
All right, awesome. Andrew, again, dude, it was a pleasure, man. I appreciate it so much. Guys, if you haven't already, please go like this video, subscribe if you haven't. More cool stuff to come. Until the next one, we'll see you then.